Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had an extended break, but now we've got our last best of one for EU Summit coming up here. MYM versus Relax. You're doing fine. LD, what's the good word?
Oh, it's been an interesting day number 2. We only had 3 games on day 1. We've gotten through another 5, and
No, we've gotten through another 4. This is number 5.
yeah, well, it's almost
Still
over.
one more to go.
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah, Relax versus MYM. MYM have looked rather questionable. Did not like their draft at all last game, going for support Gyrocopter, running a safe lane, dual lane Invoker against an aggressive tri-lane, Ancient Apparition Mirana. Their lanes were really suspect, and the support play of Link was also a bit, or sorry, not Link, it was Unicorn on the Gyrocopter.
Yes.
It was a bit lacking, just walking next to the trees, got smoke gank, gave up first blood.
That first
It
blood.
was not a good start for them. They're 1-2 right now in the groups, and as for Relax, 1-1. They just got done rampage dunking VP almost out of the tournament. Like, yeah, VP's not out, but that was just humiliation tactics, basically.
Shotchlo Axe ending that game like 13-1-8, something like that, or maybe 18-1-2, something absurdly ridiculous. He was just dunking all over the place. But I think we can hop right into our draft here. It's well underway, and there you have it. So, talk about respect. Relax, or pardon me, MYM first ban out that Axe. And, well, why am I confusing these teams now? Relax, ban out Lycan. MYM, they don't hesitate. They ban out the Centaur. And Relax actually burned a fair chunk of their bonus time there, trying to figure out which scary heroes do they want to let through, because there are so many of them. They ban out the Ember. It was a first pick Naga from MYM. Invoker Shadow Demon picked up by Relax. And there's your second pick Bat Rider. So, already some pretty intimidating heroes in this draft, LD.
Great counter initiation from MYM. Great ganking potential. Naga Bat is a very scary combo to give away. And they're on the dire side, so they're also going to have the Roshan advantage. This is, well, just a lot of pressure for Relax to find ganks. Could be a support Naga. We don't know for sure it will be a carry one, but Unicorn has played quite a bit of the carry Naga in the past. Seems to be on the support role right now for the team. So
yeah,
in theory that could be. I think it was Rise the last time I cast him. We took it mid, and his Naga was pretty damn good. I think he was. He had like a salty tweet. They did win, but I guess he thought he should have farmed a little bit better, and had like 350 CS at around like 36 minutes, but won in more than 10 minutes. So he's a hard one on himself, and we'll see what Relax can do to punish the Naga. I know teams have tried a bunch of different stuff to do this. We've seen Empire go for like the Bat, Doom, Silencer, Storm, some combination of those 4 heroes, and just try and constantly gank and shut her down. But bottom line is, whatever strat you pick to counter the Naga, if it's done properly, it is just flat out difficult.
Yeah. Now, the Shadow Demon second pick by Relax is a little bit interesting. Makes me believe it could be an Exort Invoker. Makes for pretty good setup with the disruptions. And if MYM don't ban out Mirana with this 4th ban here, I reckon RX may want to pick her up. And they'll ban out Luna, so taking a scary carry out of the pool. But there is potential for a pretty potent tri-lane from RX if they get a Mirana, or maybe like a Mirana Shadow Shaman, something like that. If they don't ban out the Shadow Shaman here, MYM might be tempted to pick him up and use that dire advantage, well, to their advantage.
Yeah, Shadow Shaman Naga Bat is a very strong lineup in multiple senses. Lots of lockdown, good burst damage, good split push. You can just drop the wards at a tier 2 and try and take the tower, even if you're losing the lanes. Now, where Relax's lineup is really strong is their just pick-off potential. Disruption into Soulcatcher into Sunstrike is very good. Centaur was banned. He's kind of the natural follow-up to the Invoker Shadow Demon pick, but there's still other things out there. Mirana's probably the main one Relax have their eyes on.
Yep.
Mirana, Shadow Demon, Invoker, quite good. They'll have the first pick coming out of here. Ban out the Sand King.
Radiant team pick.
Great follow-up for Song. You just Song, Epicenter, end the Song, and Burrow Strike through. So I think that's a pretty good ban.
If MYM want to try their hand at Gyrocopter once again, oh, I'm sorry, Relax had the first 3rd pick here, so the pressure to ban out the Rasta not quite as much as I had originally thought, but if MYM want to try that Gyrocopter again, Naga does make for pretty easy setup
yeah,
with those cooldowns.
You have to worry about the Shadow Shaman unless you're planning on picking it. So sure, they could get it right now, but do they really want a Shadow Shaman?
Yeah, that's a question.
They could go for it. Invoker, Shadow Shaman, they could run Prophet, Pugna, DK, some combination of these heroes. Maybe Death Prophet if they really want to pressure early. We have seen teams go for that to try and end the game quickly, but
there's your Mirana.
it doesn't really synergize well with Shadow Shaman. Both of those supports are basically setup heroes, so getting both of them is a little strange. And
Yeah.
I like the Mirana pick better. It just synergizes more with the other picks.
Yeah, they could choose for a Dazzle as their second support, sort of a similar flavor to that Dazzle Shadow Demon Centaur, but, you know, just follow up with the arrow, then you've got the heal bomb on the illusions, and you can definitely kill some people. But time will tell. Dazzle is also just a hero that's in style right now, and with Axe banned out, you don't have to worry about that Culling Blade to counter your Shallow Grave. Not too often you have that luxury as a Dazzle
MYM
player.
are just dicks. I was so looking forward to another Rampage dunk. I don't think we would have seen it, but...
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding, of course.
It's like they were watching that BTS moment before this draft started. I mean, it was an impressive game, but I don't know that it really warrants a first ban Axe. I mean, they let him free farm.
I don't think you need to let... They laned him a melee hero against him as well.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you lane...
It was Nyx Assassin, right?
Yeah, it was an off-lane Nyx against a safe-lane Axe. So, like, yeah, sure, the Axe went out of control, but...
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing is Relax do like to run the hero a lot, and maybe MYM just don't want to deal with it, but I don't think it's...
It's true, but, I mean, to be fair, they run Axe some, but to... kind of shaky results. They've had a lot of really bad games with Axe, so that's just not one that I would always be my go-to ban against RX, but what are you going to do?
Well, they'll have to show their versatility now. I suppose
Yes.
that's the end of the story in that regard.
And MYM steals their Dazzle with their third pick. So what
10
are RX going to
seconds
pick up here to
remaining.
go with this Shadow Demon Mirana?
Depends how
5
they want
seconds
to kind of
remaining.
angle this game. Mirana could be the safe lane carry, Invoker mid, and then they
Reserve
probably
time.
want some sort of just like tempo controller in the off lane. Let's see what's available. Centaur's been banned. Nyx has been banned. There is Timbersaw out there. Pretty good against Naga. Great at clear AoEing out the illusions. And fairly tanky, so the Radiance Burn isn't as much of a threat. I feel like they need more disable, though.
Yeah.
All they really have right now is Cold Snap and Arrow, so...
5 seconds
In terms of
remaining.
disable out there, there's... I mean,
Dire
Centaur would have been
team
ideal,
pick.
but it's not available.
Yeah. So they snag Enchantress, and she does bring a little bit of crowd control to the table. She'll grab some Centaurs and some Dark Troll Summoners, and they'll kind of double as a disable in lieu of something a little more concrete.
They
but-
may go aggressive tri-lane here with the Enchantress, Mirana, Shadow Demon. Then they can look to
Yeah.
run either the Invoker mid or safe lane, and maybe they go for just another kind of
10
early
seconds
pressure hero.
remaining.
Dragon Knight would not be a bad choice. They could run a DK mid, Invoker safe lane, or
5 seconds remaining.
I think that's probably the best option they'd have if they want to run
Radiant
DK.
team
But
ban.
yeah, they could. That hero is quite good against Treant as well if you're pushing. The Dragon Knight ultimate will almost instantly remove all living armor charges from towers, so
Yeah.
that's an option as well.
Yeah, that Corrosive Breath dot
10
is pretty
seconds
potent
remaining.
against the tree. So I would like that here. That would give them a nice tanky front liner,
5
another crowd
seconds
control,
remaining.
and a lot of pushing power across the DK Enchantress and Invoker, who, if he goes Exort,
The
will
only
get
issue with that
necro.
is Invoker versus Bat can struggle in a 1v1, especially if he goes cross
Dire
Exort in
team
the
ban.
side lane, because it's very easy to get dove.
Yes, that's very true.
Under the mid tower, it's easier for your supports to rotate in. Bat has less space to work with, but
I suppose if they really wanted to try to avoid that matchup, they could put the DK in a
10
safe lane
seconds
role and put the
remaining.
Invoker mid, which would be funky,
5
but
seconds remaining.
yeah, but
I'd be
DK's
lying
gonna
if I
get
said I'd never
DK's
seen
gonna
it.
get crushed by Bat. So
yeah,
like
someone's going to get beat by the
Reserve
bat.
time.
that's the main downside of the DK pick is he will lose his lane against Naga. He'll have trouble against Bat. He'll have trouble against. To be fair, nobody really beats Naga right now. Not in this
Yeah.
version. They ban out Doom for
Radiant
relax,
team
so
pick.
maybe going for something more aggressive. There is like a Storm Spirits out there. What is Doom particularly good against? Timbersaw, I mentioned earlier.
I mean, Doom's also just good against Bat Rider. And also the Naga. If he gets a blink and catches the Naga, it's one way to shut her down before she can get her ultimate off.
Well, well, relax Bandit. So
Oh yeah. Oh
10
god, what am I?
seconds
What,
remaining.
I'm all over the place. Jeez. Shouldn't have taken a nap in between those games. I was watching
5
some good old-fashioned NHL hockey. Flyers versus Rangers, LD. It was the East Coast going at it. But
sounds like you were dreaming.
hey,
Dire
it
team
happened. We have an antenna on our television. It
Oh
was
yeah, we do.
the
have
only
TV.
channel
Yeah,
that came
that's
in.
right. We have a TV now.
I was forced to watch hockey or nothing at all.
Okay, they go Slark, which actually lanes quite well against Bat Rider. Dark Pact, fantastic. You can actually Dark Pact off the Bat Lasso. It also is a good counter against Treant Protector because Dark Pact removes living armor charges almost instantly. I actually like the Slark pick quite a bit. It's an aggressive hero as well. It's a hero that can come online long before Naga gets her Radiance, and you can take the fight to them. So they'll be looking to lane probably Slark. Probably Slark against the Bat Rider, expecting the Bat off lane. Invoker should go mid, and they'll most likely aggressive tri-lane. Slark can snowball versus Bat. At least should break even, and Invoker can do decently in that matchup. So I'm liking this Slark pick quite a bit from Relax.
The only thing that I would be a little nervous about is going aggressive with the Enchantress, but seeing the Treant, there's not much that a Tree and Dazzle can do to really stop Enchantress from jungling aggressively, and she's one of few junglers that can actually get away with it a lot easier than somebody like a Chen, for example. So that could work out pretty well. Now the question is, what will MYM do? They've only got 10 seconds
They need
left.
a solo mid here. Well, actually, I guess they're running the Naga mid, but they need like another just somewhat tempo controller. There is a... Oh, wow, they'll go Weaver. Okay.
I did not see that one coming.
The Weaver Tree combo. This is... it's a blast from like 6 months ago. It's not really the distant past, but when teams started running Tree before the Living Armor nerf kicked in, it was usually either Tree Weaver or Tree OD, and...
The Tree Weaver is scary. He's just diving towers left and right in the early levels, and
Weaver's not invulnerable this game by any means. Disruption and arrows are quite an effective way to kill him. If you time the arrow right as the disruption ends, he can't do anything. He gets stunned, doesn't have time to Sakuchi out. I mean, he can maybe activate the spell, but he won't be able to move, and EMP can also cause him a lot of problems in the mid game. Sunstrike's good burst. He is very good against Slark, though, and they don't have, like, a great, reliable single-target ganker. No Doom, no Storm, no Puck. So Weaver could pose a problem here. I wonder now how they're going to lane it. Thinking maybe they'll send the Weaver off lane versus the Slark. Maybe they even look to run a dual lane with him and basically avoid that Bat versus Slark matchup. But we'll see what they look to do.
yeah, we'll move into another pause here as we get this game started. This is our last game of the day, guys, our final best of one, and you are watching EU Summit group stages. Now, in the context of this game, it appears it will be a carry Naga. Rise will pick him up, like you were mentioning. So this is a scary draft from MYM if it goes late, but RX have a pretty aggressive lineup with an Enchantress, and then you've got your Mirana killing lane, as well as a Slark. Very snowbally heroes, and if they do well in the laning stage, they might be able to kind of run over MYM before their carries really come online, before that Naga gets too potent. But conversely, if they can't seal the deal early on, then MYM, suffice it to say, will take this late game.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the Weaver pick. Like, his laning might be nice against some of these heroes, potentially. I think the main thing is they look to run him against the Slark if possible, or they just look to dodge the relaxed tri-lane and just pick something that doesn't die. But what is Weaver going to give them later on in the game?
Oh, that's my bad. Sorry about that. I forgot which computer I was on for a second. Thanks, Roland. Thanks for keeping me on my toes. I appreciate it. My bad, guys. Jesus.
Get it together, man.
I'm used to XSplit that has the plugin, so you can tab out and it still keeps it in the background. You know, this is serious. We're not messing around here.
You have to actually watch the game.
I have to actually pay attention. Oh no. Oh no.
But yeah, I'm not sure how the Weaver pick's gonna do later on. It's a very strong pick in terms of like Relax not having lockdown for it, but Naga needs a lot of space to farm, and if it comes to team fights and they're not ahead by a lot, what is Weaver really gonna give you compared to other stuff that was out there? I believe Puck was not banned.
No, it was not.
That would have been, I mean, kind of like the safer option, but well, we'll see how it goes. Picks are down, and the heroes are now making their move. So aggressive trying from Lex as expected. They will run the safe lane Slark. Safe lane. Jesus. I want to say
safe lane Slark.
Shade Slow on the there we go. Shade Slow on the safe lane Slark versus the off lane Bat. So that's actually a very good matchup for them. I think that lane should go well. Mid should be decent. Timowad seems to be going Cost Wex build though, not Cost Exort. But yeah, I think these lanes are good for Relax. It's just if they execute well.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of this Weaver, if he runs amok and gets out of control, things will be a little easier for MYM. But if he gets shut down, then he can very quickly become that just squishy bug that gets shut down by but one Mirana arrow. So Wind X on the high ground here. He will try to grab a creep, and they might try to gank this Naga early on based on his positioning here.
He just dropped an Observer Ward. There's already a sentry here. They blocked their own big camp. They blocked their own big camp so that the Enchantress couldn't be so effective in the offensive jungle, and, Well, unfortunately, the Observer Ward they plan happened to be in range of the sentry used to block the big camp. So that is some pretty bad luck to start things off.
Yeah, really unfortunate.
She does still find creeps over here.
Yep.
And she can pressure Rise mid. He's got to be a bit careful. Sometimes you'll see teams will put an Observer Ward like up the hill from the mid lane for Dire, just a bit north of where Rise is, like around this region, just in case they go for the backstab. But he doesn't really have great vision, so they could potentially find a first blood.
Yep. Gets the Dark Troll Summoner at level 1, and we'll summon some of those little skeleton babies there and just start jungling away before he rotates towards the mid. Naga has the bottle already coming out. Courier will deliver it, and the bottle crowing will commence. In the safe lane, Batrider, or a safe lane for the Radiant. Batrider farming very well. 7-0 versus the 3-0 Slark. So out of the gate, Shotchlo, maybe not struggling a little bit, but falling behind in terms of CS. And yet another pause here as Unicorn does need a quick reconnect.
So the tri-lane for MYM is very defensive in nature. They have Living Armor, they have Heal, they have Grave, and they have Weaver. So realistically, probably not getting kills here. At the same time, they don't have a ton of killing potential. Shadow Demon and Mirana is also very strong defensively, so I wouldn't be surprised if we just see neither team getting much. There also was a Sentry Ward placed to block this medium camp, and it looks like MYM failed on their first D Ward, so they won't be able to get their pulls off here. They've blocked their own big camp, and they're running Tree Dazzle, fairly level dependent supports, and Enchantress is stealing their jungle. So I'm actually quite worried for MYM supports this game. And where are they going to find their levels right now?
Yeah, not having the jungle to retreat to, but also just Enchantress being in the jungle and finding farm opens up more efficiency for Relax in general. And now Enchantress gets her second big creep. That's a Hellbear Smasher, and the pressure in the mid lane will commence. Rise positioned pretty appropriately. He is on his high ground right near the tower. This won't be an easy gank unless he presses forward. And this Dark Troll, he's on the clock, and he's going to have to punch out soon.
And as mentioned, normally you want an Observer Ward like right around there if you're up against an offensive jungle Enchantress, just to keep your mid safe. But Unicorn will reveal the
mobile ward here.
Enchantress. Well, there's nothing else for him to do, right? So he might as well. I do like that move, though. The main thing, the most important thing for MYM is securing the Naga's farm. The Weaver was mostly just a pick that's hard to kill. Like, sure, it's a bit of a carry, but it's more of just a hero to stall the game while the Naga gets big. So anything to protect the Naga, that is what the doctor ordered.
4 protect 1. Unicorn getting harassed a little bit. Enchantress will throw down an Observer in the lane. So RX will want to get
bottom
aggressive
lane.
here.
Ace dropping low. Shadeslow trying to run him down here. Not able to do it just yet, but you see the power of Slark against Batrider. You can move the sticky napalm charges and also just stack up a lot of stick charges from the sticky napalm. With a single Dark Pack, you remove it. So, very strong matchup. Would like to see an Orb of Venom on him, and I think with one, he could easily get a kill if the Bat's Firefly is on cooldown.
Yeah, and up top, there's the disruption to start things off. Arrow flies, connects onto Link. They even put down a Sentry Ward as well. Dazzle throws out his heal. He did not get Grave level 1, and your first blood flies on the Weaver. Wind X, the one to grab the bonus gold, and they'll dive Unicorn here. The Centaur tanking the initial tower shots. Wind X with the Nature's Attendants out. Will they have enough for the kill? Yes, they will. That's going to make it 2-0. Crit still only level 1. Doesn't have enough for the Grave, and it'll be a 3-0. Maybe a 3-for-1 as Windex gets cleaned up. Link looking for a kill onto Yoki. Salve has already come out. He doesn't have a leap, but Weaver will not pursue. What a start for Relax there in the top lane.
Yeah, they were fully ready. Had the Sentry Ward for the Weaver, got the Disruption Arrow combo off, followed up with the Enchantress Stomp. It was just a textbook gank. And MYM, that is where your Dazzle maybe should just hold on to a skill point, because sometimes the heal is nice for giving you, like, it's more of like a turn the fight kind of ability, but Grave is your pure, oh shit, we gotta get out of here ability. And
yeah,
having already skilled Wave there, I think it caused the first blood. If he had Grave, he probably could have gotten out.
To be fair, I think someone would have died either way. Even if he had Grave, he could have saved the Weaver, but then as soon as you see that level 1 Dazzle with no Grave, you know it's an easy kill. We'll see more initiation here, and this time the arrow will actually be off the mark. Clips a creep instead. Now Dread, he's on the run, but they should have enough to finish him off. Scarab is online. Yoki hops forward. He wants to finish off Crit. Will he find him? No. Shadow Demon does get chased down, and now Yoki's on the run. He'll be able to survive, though. Link won't dive this tower.
Yeah, it's a Quaswex Invoker, so we won't see the Sunstrikes flying in. It's a little unusual not to run Quas Exhort when you're running a Shadow Demon Mirana aggressive tri-lane, because it's just so easy to get kills with those two, but I think it's somewhat necessary. You're up against Naga. Her mana pool is one of her weaker points, and she is very mana. She just spams left. Bottom lane.
Bottom lane, yeah. Ace in some trouble. He did get pounced upon. It did leash. Windex rotates in, and 15 hit points. They just need one more auto attack. They'll find it. As Slark chases him down through the Firefly. Nature's Attendants will pick him back up, and he'll just go right back to farming. So Relax now basically winning 2 lanes, top and bottom. And so far, mid seems to be a wash. They're within 1 or 2 CS of one another. So RX off to a really good start here in this best of 1.
In my wild, getting aggressive mid. Already as the phase boots up, Rise has opted not to get any sort of stout shield or even poor man shield. Just the early Reign of Aquila going towards the bottle crow. And, well, this is pretty standard build. You will sometimes see a Quelling Blade or a stout shield in the mix as well. But from here, it's just basically farm your Radiance. So everything's gone well for MYM, or for Relax. They've won the off lane, they've won the safe lane, and they are holding their own mid. In fact, Invoker out CSing the Naga for now, which is pretty impressive. I think the Quelling Blade would help Rise a lot, but hasn't gone for yet. Still, they haven't shut down Naga, so it's nice. But the key for them is this is like the ideal start. Do they continue to follow through on it? Can they keep on finding kills? That will be the question over the next few minutes.
Yeah, definitely. And they still have plenty of time to gank that Naga. At some point, you have to give her a little bit of breathing room. And she will continue to bottle crow. No boots yet either, so it hasn't really started the massive trek towards the relic. Still has a few of those core pieces she needs. Usually
Courier mid
boots
lane.
Oh, close call, but does survive. There is a rotation from the Bat Rider, though. Ace is level 6. Of course, he has Lasso and his Tranquil Boots, but this look gets scouted out. And I mean, Invoker, is he going to walk right into this? Oh, he might. Tame My Wild. He saw it coming, but Ace, he'll connect with the Lasso. Naga's nearby to follow up. He is level 6, 3 points in Riptide. He does have Ghost Walk, though. Well done. And he'll scoot away. But, ooh, Song of the Siren. Disruption comes out. And maybe they can turn it around onto Ace here. Tame My Wild, still Ghost Walk.
Oh, but Living Armor comes through. The Firefly will end, and now the chase is on Ace. Can he retreat out? Tornado coming through. Will connect. Clips him.
It will.
They lose the Bat Rider.
Yeah, that was just weird across the board. Tame My Wild should have seen the Bat Rider walk by because a creep right here scouted him out. And then he still got caught by the lasso, but then MYM just kind of retreat and Bat Rider gets left behind. So it ends up working out for Tame My Wild, but handled a little bit strange to start that one off.
Yeah, and it just shows you how poorly the bottom lane has gone. Because normally Bat would either be in the jungle getting his dagger or just actually in the lane. I mean, he had a 1v1. Bat wins almost every 1v1, but not against Slark.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Slark.
He's getting sneaky behind the trees, maybe looking for a courier pick, but he'll settle for just a wraparound. They know Rise burned his ultimate. Pounce will be off the mark, but still Cold Snap comes, and I don't think they'll have the damage for this. Slark.
They needed to hit that Pounce. That's his. He's also maxed it, which is probably the best ganking build, but that means that all his damage is the Pounce.
Yeah.
It's 240. Dark Pact at level 1 is piddling damage.
Yeah. So really just skilled it for the cleanse against the Bat Rider, I suppose. Shotchlo will now rotate down towards the bottom lane. Pounce onto Ace, perhaps. Nope, just going for a couple of right clicks to get things started, but he can just go man mode on this Bat Rider. There's the ultimate popped. And that'll just force back the Bat Rider.
Looks like that action's going to end. Yoki on the retreat out. Link is giving chase. No Sentry Ward. There is one available. He could have dropped the Sentry Ward. Disrupted the Weaver. Did not opt to do it. Oh, sorry. Actually, he didn't have
the mana for disruption.
Mind. Yeah, what am I
talking about? If he had it, he probably would have just disrupted the Murano when he saw the Chikuchi, but
that as well.
Yeah, not much he could have done there. So that'll make it 5-3. Glancing at the graph, about a 1,700 gold lead or so for Relax. Experience lead even further, just about 2,500. Tame My Wild grabs the 8-minute rune, wasn't invisibility, but just goes back to farming. Has his phase boots up already, but has been reasonably quiet this game. Sitting on a casual Sage's Mask, I reckon he'll go straight into an Orchid, but of course time will tell. Meanwhile, in the bottom, Shotchlo and Ace going blow for blow, but Ace, he's got the lasso. Will he have enough damage to finish off Shotchlo? Yeah, he sure does. And that'll make it 4-5 here as they get another one up on the scoreboard.
You have to save either the ult or the Dark Pact for when you see the lasso coming, but good patience from the Bat. Waits until the Dark Pact is done and then grabs him with the lasso. And he knew Slark ult was on cooldown as well from the earlier dive, so that's a big loss. Slark's the one who's had it. He was fed a free kill in the safe lane against the Bat, and now the Bat turns around, kills him off. Ace up to 1,000 gold. This is developing into a pretty solid mid game for MYM. The laning stage was a bit shaky. Sure, they're still down 2k gold and 2k experience, but they've held on to their outer towers with the tree, and We all know where it's headed if Relax don't keep on finding kills.
Yeah, up top, they try and set it up on Link, but just off the mark. Arrow doesn't come out fast enough. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, now Ace initiated upon once again, but he'll fly down the ravine, and there's just no way they can secure this kill. Enchantress did go for a very early Midas, though. Got it at just about the 9-minute mark. So, Wind X, he wants to farm. He wants to be a carry Enchantress this game.
Now top lane, the dive on Yoki once again from Link. This Mirana on the off lane has not been afforded much support. There's been a Shadow Demon here on and off, but up against the tri lane for a decent chunk, there's just not much you can expect out of those two.
Yeah.
So
what do you make of this Midas on the Enchantress? Really not something that I'm accustomed to seeing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
she's okay against Naga. You can enchant one of the illusions. Oh, I mean, you don't need a Midas to do that. And
Yeah.
she does decent damage, but she's not like a great counter. But I guess their overall thinking is just we're running a tri-core, maybe a quad-core with the Enchantress, and we can just starve the Naga across the map, get a lead, and then Enchantress can be one of our carries late game. She's not going to be the carry for sure, though.
Right.
But I mean, that's basically, it's seeding some early pressure. This is money that could go towards an urn and help fuel a push. Outside of that, I mean, she could just go towards an eggs right away or something like that. But
Yeah.
it's probably the best build if you want to just carry as Enchantress. But do you want to be trying to outcarry a Naga as Enchantress? That is difficult.
Exactly. That's the scary proposition. And based on how MYM have kind of turned things around after that rocky start, it seems the reason that they should do just fine in the mid-game, and these carries will have a pretty big impact. Ace in the bottom as Mirana comes in, does connect with the arrow. Living Armor comes out, but it's too little too late. And Bat Rider takes another spill. Sark gets credit for that kill and furthers his gold farm a little bit more. He did, in fact, pick up that Orb of Venom that we were talking about. Now has his power treads at about 1,200. So probably a Shadow Blade coming out of this as the first core item for Shochlo, but we'll see before too long.
Yeah, Loda went for Blink Dagger on Slark as well the other day, and it was very effective. So I don't know if Shadeshow is watching that, if he feels it's a good build. It is nice because it gives you setup for Pounce. And I mean, we saw earlier Pounce getting juked. It's a little bit hard to land the spell when the enemy sees you coming. If they're good, they can mess with you. Sort of like Nyx Impale, I would say. But with Blink Dagger, you can really catch them off guard. So.
Yeah, I think Pounce is a little bit harder to connect with. It's just a strange ability. There are times where it seems like it was way too close and it shouldn't have leashed, and other times where it seems like they were really far away and somehow it connects. So it's a little bit of an awkward ability for sure.
Well, Unicorn will rotate in mid as the tree. Oh, Yoki on the run. He does have a leap available. Hasn't used it yet. He just leaped straight down the river, but he's got some backup.
Yeah, he wants to get closer to his buddy Tame My Wild. And they will just back out. Looks like RX just want to focus on this mid-tier one, but oh, they'll catch Link. And Tame My Wild hits him with an EMP, cold snap, easy kill on the Weaver, and that ends his killing spree. 400 gold going the way of Yoki's Mirana. Meanwhile, Enchantress trying to chase down Crit, chucking the impetus his way, chunking him down. Ooh, 208. That was a third of Dazzle's life in one hit. And now Rise, he'll feel the wrath of the impetus. But again, won't have enough for the kill.
Arrow comes in.
Long-range arrow from Yoki. The Living Armor buys him some time, but it's just not enough.
He had the sleep. He couldn't get it off. That's a huge kill on the Naga. Meanwhile, on the river, Shadeshow going for Ace. However, he leaps up into the Ancients, then leaps back down, and he'll keep on chasing him out. One more right click. No, not available. Actually, I think he got flame break up, but not leap. But
yeah, flame broke. Good flame break from the Bat Rider. Does keep him alive.
This is crucial. They slow down the Radiance. They've slowed down the Blink Dagger multiple times here. And they'll now kill off the Dazzle as well. Relax. They had a good start, but if it just added a 2k gold and experience lead for another 3-4 minutes, that's a problem. But they keep on finding kills. Link gives up an avoidable death in the river. Could have just backed off. And just a great arrow from Yoki to kill off the Naga. This is what you got to do when you're on this kind of draft, though. Keep the pressure up. Do not let Naga sit back and farm and punish the greedy secondary carry pick in the Weaver.
Weaver looking for the deny, doesn't find it, and it may cost him his life. Oh, he falls. Tree.
Orchid, 14-minute Orchid from Tame My Wild.
I saw that silence, and I thought to myself, could it be? And yes, it is LD. That is a great timing, especially after the phase boots. They knocked down that tower. He had it before that tower died as well. Tame My Wild. Look at his net worth, 6.6k. Where did all this farm come from? Oh, his CS. Him and Naga are the leading CSers, 79. They didn't harass each other much in lane. They were just focused around farming, and well, Invoker peaks a little bit earlier than that Naga.
Yeah, and Orchid's great at killing off the Naga. He'll find Rise, and Rise might not die here. He's going to take some damage from Soulburn.
So he's going to have to walk back to the well with those brown boots.
Oh, who am I kidding? Living armor. He's not taking any damage. But yeah,
Dire's
the thing
top
is that
tower
if there's any backup, they can actually kill the Naga with the Orchid, and the Orchid has come out. I mean, at least like 8 to 10 minutes before Manta will. So they have a huge window to shut down the Naga. The Weaver is nowhere near Lincoln Sphere. All these heroes are very vulnerable to the Invoker, which means they've got to play super defensively. And the thing is, like, Dazzle can't save them. If he's there, they just silence the Dazzle and kill him instead. So it's problematic. This is a big item pickup.
Yeah, again, Shochlo trying to engage on Bat Rider in the bottom lane, but doesn't connect with the pounce. I think that there was potential for that to be a kill. Living Armor would have made it a little more difficult, but not against the Slark. And he does have the Shadow Amulet, so it will be a Shadow Blade coming out.
Link, uh-oh, Tornado EMP, there's an Orchid available. Cold Snap could come through, he's out of mana. The Orchid will spell his doom if he can get it off in time, but he can't.
Oh, wow. Those wand charges coming in handy there. That brings him back up. And maybe they'll move into the mid for another gank. Yeah, Relax did finish off that top tier 1 tower as well. That'll further their gold farm a little bit. And Ace is very close to his Blink Dagger. Disruption. Will there be follow-up damage for the Weaver? No, there won't. They don't even chuck the arrow.
Yeah, they're looking for a purge. Now Crit's the one isolated. He walks down. He tried to save his buddy, and, well, he'll be the one who pays the piper. Finally the Bat Blink, but I don't know. Bat's jumping into Cold Snap, into Disruption. He doesn't have a Force Staff. There's no one else to go ganking with him, really, because, I mean, like, if they ran Puck, Puck could come with him, but Naga's not going to help him for the ganks. Tree's not going to do much for the ganks, so it's really a very difficult game for Ace to get stuff done. That's where I go back to the Weaver pick, and I felt like a Puck or something, maybe even a Clockwork, I don't know, something that is a little more tempo control would have been stronger.
Something with any control in general. I mean, Weaver's a fine hero, but all he does is damage. He offers absolutely nothing in terms of slows, stuns, snares, nada. So that is a
You can Sakuchi and then body block them.
Yeah, that's true. In the mid lane, Ace catches Tame My Wild with the lasso. Overgrowth to follow up, and, well, Invoker takes a spill to start things off. Crit taking hefty damage as well. Does manage to get the Grave off on himself, and that will ensure his survival. So, not a bad little exchange for MYM in the mid. They do finish off Invoker.
By the way. Well, if you can't get the farm in your own woods, then just go farm theirs. Rise, finding it wherever he can. He has been under constant pressure, and they've warded the crap out of his jungle. So not only did they get those early kills, but they translate them in a fantastic coverage of the enemy woods. If you look at Relax's vision, they see almost everything. So I like that move in the enemy woods. He is close to his relic. It's still a late relic, but maybe not too late. If he dies 2 or 3 more times, though, it might be all over.
Yeah, and oh, now Slark coming in again off the mark with this pounce. I think the Slark was a good pick, but Shochlo just seems to be under-practiced with the mechanics of that pounce. I keep calling it leap, but it's called pounce.
I'm a convert to Loda's Blink Dagger build. I'm a believer.
You're a believer, huh?
Yeah, it was really good. I don't know if he's the first one to do it, but that was the first time I saw it in action. So
okay.
I'm quite a fan now.
Yeah, you know, I have to say, I think Rise has handled himself pretty well in this Naga. Relax have put a lot of resources into slowing him down, and he, I mean, a little bit late on the relic, but I would still say it's pretty much on the money. Only 0, 1, and 0. That's not too bad. 18 minutes, he's avoided death pretty effectively.
Yeah, for now. I guess the main thing is, like, he'll get the Radiance recipe probably in the next 2-3 minutes, but he's still got to farm Manta before he can remove the Orchid Silence, and if he gets Silence and he doesn't have backup, then there's one more hero there, he's going to die. So he's got to play Keep Away for another 6-7 minutes without dying, and that is pretty tough. They'll try to protect his farm, follow him around, but I think soon enough we're going to see Relax try to force fights as a team.
Yep, and we see Ace just kind of scouting things out here above the Roche pit. He's pinging out the Invoker. We'll have that Blink Dagger in 3 seconds, and oh, Tame My Wild's the one that pauses, and he has no idea what's coming his way. Weaver and Tree are inbound. They are hungry for more Weaver, or hungry for more Invoker.
Yeah, they got a taste. Now they want a little more.
You know what they say, the only thing better than 1 Invoker sandwich is 2 Invoker sandwiches.
MYM need this win. They're 1 and 2. And if they lose this, they're 1 and 3, and they've played over half their games.
Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough way to start off this series. And
well,
so,
yeah, not. I mean, that's
or
like
this
they still have to play Fnatic. I think they already played Rox. Actually, let me just check the schedule, which I do have right in front of me. Yeah, they already play rox.kis VP. They still have to play Dog as well. So they have to play Dog and Fnatic. They need this win.
Yep. Tame My Wild. He's okay for now. It looks like MYM have changed their focus towards the mid lane where they saw a Shadow Demon. And for now, Tame My Wild will be okay, but still in an oddly aggressive position. He'll just walk back to safety. Very anticlimactic after that pause.
Okay, they did play MYM. So it's next KZ, PR, and Fnatic. But the Fnatic game, it's not a game I have a ton of confidence in MYM taking. And if they lose that and they lose this, then chances of making the playoffs for them are very
And
slim.
how many teams move on to the playoffs?
Top 4.
Top 4 out of the 8. Okay.
Yeah, if it's the same rules as Starliner as far as tiebreakers go, so we'll see if there are any.
Okay.
But yeah. With that being said, tower will fall bottom, tier 1. And here comes Tame mid. He looks for the Tornado EMP combo, slightly off the mark. Meanwhile, bottom, Shadeslow diving as well. No, not fully.
They're thinking about it. They want this Bat Rider, but he won't make it easy for him.
I think he's psyched out. He's just like hesitant to actually use the leap now.
Yeah, he's missed it quite a few times, but Yoki, Invisibility Rune, will engage onto Unicorn. The arrow straight into Orchid. They'll have enough to finish him off before he can even react. Now Bat Rider joins the party, hops forward with the lasso, connects on Tame My Wild. The defensive disruption buys him some time. And Nature's Attendants come out from Windex. Won't do anything to save the Invoker, but helps pick up the team. Shotchlow going in the front lines. Has an ultimate available, but doesn't do much against Firefly. This is kind of an awkward exchange between these 3 heroes. It appears MYM will come out ahead. Shadow Demon falls, and Link now just running amok. Shotchlow reinitiates onto Crit. He does have a Shadow Blade to play with. Windex is still here, but Crit gets off the grave, and he just tries to TP home. It will... Well, he won't TP home, but he does survive. Shotchlow manages to finish him off. Enchantress is the one that TPs home. And now Shotchlow trying to make the great escape. Even Moonlight Shadow comes out to buy him some time. Has a TP scroll, but is lacking the mana pool for it. He'll have to swap those treads.
Mirana's coming back in. Can she find an opening here?
Wand charges will be enough. And yeah, Yoki just about faces.
So Rise made the decision not to come to the fight. He had about 5k gold, was very close to Radiance Recipe gold, already had Relic gold, and he was like right around this area near the top lane. And instead of running to the side shop, grabbing a TP, and joining the fight, he chose just to farm the Radiant. So I was looking at him like, I think they need the Naga, but he took a risk, and the team ended up coming out in a good position on the back of that, and now they're in really good shape. The Radiance is online. It's 21 minutes in. It's not fast, but
it's not that slow.
I don't know that Relax are far enough ahead.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And we see this golden experience graph start to plateau a little bit. Rise gets initiated on by Shotchlow. Out comes the Song of the Siren, and that'll stop him dead in his tracks. Nothing he can do about it. But he did force out the ultimate. It is level 2, so... Actually, no, it's level 1. Okay, he's level 11, but hasn't leveled it up. So, never mind. That's a long cooldown.
Did he take a point in stat? Yeah,
he did.
No, he's got Aquila and Iron.
No, he has a point in stats, though.
Hmm?
He has a point in stats. That's weird.
Oh. Wow.
Stats over ult. I don't know when he put that point in stats, but that's kind of what it's come down to here at level 11.
That is very unusual as Naga. Like, maybe you don't fully level up your... maybe you don't fully level up your mirror image if you want a point in stat.
I mean, the upgrade on the ultimate with the cooldown is just so significant. And now they know it's on cooldown. They're going to try to find Rise. 2 TPs coming in. Arrow is on the mark. Windex and Shotchlow, they're committed. They will be able to drop Rise, but what's going to be the cost? Shotchlow pops into the ultimate. Lasso again on the Invoker. Tame My Wild just can't catch a break. Nature's Attendants will help him out a little bit. Slark finally finishes off Crit after playing some Ring Around the Rosie. Bat Rider falls to the Enchantress, and Invoker just trying to survive. Will be successful on that front. Unicorn now gets chunked down by WinX. And MYM, I don't know what happened, but it's a 0-for-4 exchange here in the mid lane.
What happened is they used Song to get out of one gank, and then Relax just said, great, let's go fight again.
Yeah, so we were just thinking maybe they're not far enough ahead, but that's a huge burst of momentum, and won't stop Naga's Radiance timing, but will slow her down post-Radiance, and
yeah,
it may
that's
even
the thing.
be a tier 2.
She gets Radiant, she still needs Boots of Travel and Manta before she's safe from ganks.
She's still so squishy with that Radiance.
And by the time she gets that, they may have a Hex on Tame, they may have the Abyssal Blade on Shadeslow if he wants to go for it. And no, he's got Ultimate Orb, so into an Eye of Scotty. Pretty strong, like, just carry build, honestly, for Slark.
Yeah.
And they're going to go straight for Rise top. EMP Tornadoes here, Cold Snap, and the Silence are available, and Rise, well, no, he's got Radiance.
Tame My Wild takes a lot of damage from the tower. In comes the Living Armor from the tree. Now Mirana hopping in, but Dazzle, he gets there just in time for a clutch Shallow Grave. It won't be enough to save Rise, or will it? Slark actually falls. The heal from Dazzle, I can't believe it. Dread, he gets caught inside the lasso. He falls. Mirana way in deep and ends up getting picked off. Now it's a 3-for-0 going the other way.
Oh, what an over.
CIS Dota.
Dazzle.
Dazzle.
This is why when we see teams pick Ember or Naga, generally they want to go for strong defensive supports. You just have to secure their farm at all costs. So Dazzle, Naga, occasionally the Chen or Abaddon, but I mean, or sorry, Dazzle and Tree being the two big ones. But yeah, that was insanely good play by the Dazzle.
Really clutch timing. And even his last heal, I thought that Slark was going to have enough time to finish off the Naga. Like, right as the Grave was going to finish off, Slark knew he was dead, but he was committed for it. And Dazzle threw out that heal just at the clutch time. It was enough to finish off the Slark and also keep Naga alive at the same time. And, wow, just Crit being the playmaker here. Now, it's not all peaches and cream for MYM. Enchantress has had this hand of Midas, and it's paid off. Aghanim Scepter out already here at the 24-minute mark. So Impetus will be a bit more potent. And was there another big item pickup? Just that ultimate orb.
He's still not leveling some. This is very unusual.
Yeah, he's going all stats, so he just wants to tank up, which I understand the notion, but Song is not a one-point wonder. It's a
I imagine by the time... I imagine he's just going to take it at 15, 16, but
yeah,
it's still odd. I mean, yeah, sure, it's best at level 3, but...
That's your get-out-of-jail-free card, man.
2-minute versus 3-minute cooldown's a pretty big difference, so...
Yeah.
I do agree with not leveling up the Ensnare, though. I don't think it's a very strong ability this game. And
tower is under attack.
Ultimately, Mirana can just leap to dodge it as it's coming in.
Link, he'll get soloed by the Invoker in the dire jungle. Just an easy kill. That Invoker picking up some momentum.
He is also very just poor, and Relax have a lot of burst. So taking stats makes sense over net, but I'm surprised he's not at least taking the second point in Song.
Yeah, down in the bottom lane. Non-stop aggression is Tame My Wild. Scouts out Ace. Long-range Impetus. There's your Orchid, and I think this will end up being a pretty easy kill. Yeah, Unicorn wanders his way over, throws out the Overgrowth, but actually doesn't connect on the Invoker. Crit is inbound. He will have a Grave, but he won't even be in position for it.
Dude, this Enchantress is trucking right now. They'll find Crit as well. He could be next. He's
just Graves at full health.
See you guys.
Oh, boy.
She's got Mask of Madness if she wants to go for it. Other items you can go for an Enchantress. Just straight Hex is okay.
Yeah, the problem with Enchantress is she doesn't really scale much past that Ag Scepter. I mean, yeah, she can grab some more items, she'll hit level 16, but you can't really do anything else to buff up the Impetus.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can just attack faster, mainly.
Okay,
Mask of Madness is the main thing. The other thing is just getting more mana, because her mana pool is never big enough when you have M.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point as well. Top tier 2 tower may go down. Shotshlow is committed for it. He won't get it. The living armor is just too much for him, and now he'll be forced back. He does survive as he pops the ultimate, but whew, playing with fire right there. You can't commit to those towers like that when there's a tree with living armor available. It just doesn't work out.
Yeah, can't Dark Pact it off the tower, unfortunately.
Yeah, it just doesn't work that way.
That's where you want the Dragonite. If you're trying to take towers against Treant, yeah, that is the single best ability to punch.
The Corrosive just obliterates it.
I guess Edict probably works there as well.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't see much Leshrac lately.
Yeah, Lesh is... He's not so strong, but... You know, I feel like not leveling up the Naga ultimate is kind of like, or not leveling it up past 1 is sort of like playing Monopoly and getting those get-out-of-jail free cards and then just putting it back and being like, I'm not going to go to jail. I don't need it. You know, it's kind of what he's saying here with this. Just like, yeah, those stats will help me more, and they're not going to gank me that much. And it's already cost him 1 death, but...
Yeah, he's getting close to 16, though, so we'll see him take the 2 points in it quite soon.
I was just about to say, you can't really knock it if it's working, because he's got BOT's Yasha and another 1,200. He is really coming online in his net worth. Still not that far ahead of the Invoker, but... continuing to be scary. And
they are running 4 heroes in the top 5 net worth. Sure, the Naga's farm, but is it actually enough when the Enchantress is big, the Invoker is big, the Slark is big, and the Mirana's big?
That's the million-dollar question.
The Weaver's got a Lincolns and Treads. Like, I don't see this Weaver doing anything in fights.
No.
Enchantress with the same farm does way more damage. Weaver needs... And she's ahead, too.
Yeah,
so.
And there's your Scotty on Slark. So Relax are still picking up pretty big items.
I think because they went for the Midas on Enchantress and have just gotten so far ahead, they still have a solid, like, 15-20 minutes before they have to be worried.
And, oh, here we go. Initiation onto Crit. Shotshlow secures the kill as the Orchid comes out and makes it a little bit easier. 2 fights breaking out as Ace hops forward, and now behind the tower, Overgrowth comes out onto Tame My Wild. They finish off the tree, though. And the rest of MYM looking to make some plays happen. There's your Song of the Siren. Level 1. That's the long cooldown. And it will be the reset tool they need, but still RX grab a 2-0, and they should easily be able to finish off this tower now.
He'll TP mid immediately. That is 3 minutes with no Naga ult. Only thing is, Relax might not realize it's level 1, so they may think they only have 2 minutes or so to work with. Nonetheless, though, if they know, can they go high ground? It's very risky.
How would they know? Is there any way that they could actually know other than just thinking like, oh, she didn't use her ult again and it's been 2 minutes?
I'm not sure when you hover over the
The enemies, does it show
Well,
you?
it gives you like that little indicator, and you know, like see where it says Essence Shift on Slark. I believe it gives you one there for sleep, but I don't know if it actually says what level it is. I don't think it does.
I'm
not
not
sure
think it does either.
It's one of the, like the people are worried about other shit anyway. They're not like, maybe Naga decided not to level her ult.
Hey guys, what do you want to wager that Naga didn't get any more points in her ult this game? It's just not something that you would normally think of. But lo and behold, level 15, there's that second point, and she will follow that trajectory that you were mentioning. So it's all the same now at this point, and things will level out a little bit.
Tamo while trying to gank a Naga illusion. Understandable mistake. Now the real Naga's chasing him.
And Ghost Walk will be successful. You saw her trying to cast that ensnare. If the ensnare went off, that might have been a kill.
Go find the top lane Weaver.
Uh-oh. Link, he has no idea what's coming. Pops his Lincoln, and there's the time-lapse back, but that doesn't get rid of the Pounce Leash. They have more than enough damage to finish him.
Meanwhile, the Invoker is just chilling.
Yeah, he's just scouting it out, mobile ward style.
Oh, there's so many easy kills here.
And the first one, crit. He will actually dodge the EMP, jukes him in the trees. Look at this fancy footwork right here. Jukes the tornado as well. Crit making the plays. He'll try and TP home. But yeah, that's not happening.
The cold snap.
Still a noble effort, though. Gave Tame My Wild a run for his money. And to be frank, it kept him busy, and the rest of his team did retreat. There were probably more potential, well, definitely more potential kills lingering around. And at the end of the day, it's just a kill on the support Dazzle. So.
Well, Naga now has Manta, so the easy kill combo, I mean, not that it was easy, but their easiest kill combo was Silence into Cold Snap, EMP Tornado, and then one other hero just right-clicking. They'll get caught out mid. Looks like Shadow Demon's going to go down.
Yeah,
he was just farming mid by himself.
Actually, defensive disruption buys himself some time. Is anybody inbound? No, they're not.
Tread just went a little YOLO there.
Yeah, he's really deep. That's like...
They have good ward, sure, but you're up against Bat. I mean, he's always around.
Wards are not going to save you from that positioning. Rise, he gets scouted out by Tame My Wild. Scythe of Ice, online, EMP, Rise in big trouble. Now he'll get silenced. He's
no mana for the ultimate.
Oh, no, he doesn't have the cooldown either.
Oh, that's a big death now. Shadeslow is tinying around for the time being. Has the ultimate. He's going on to crit. The Slark's hitting hard. He's hitting fast. And Windex comes in from the back lines. The Imp splash through. Unicorn dropping low. This Enchantress is just a siege tank. They've brought down 2. There was a double kill for Tame My Wild. The Dire Courier dies again. It just died in the previous fight as well. Windex might pay, though. That looks like he's going down here.
Mirana with a double damage and a Maelstrom. She's ready to join the party. She's pounding shots. She's pounding beers. Windex is still alive somehow. Finally gets picked off by the Weaver. Now Tame My Wild throws a tornado. He's in some trouble, and he dies to the bat right. That's the end of his mega kill streak. This Mirana, she's just not hitting that hard. Even with the double damage ring, can't secure any kills, and it will end as a 3 for 2, I believe.
Something I forgot to mention was in the previous fight, Invoker came like over here and actually sniped the courier, which was why it looked like a 2-pronged engagement. And then they just killed the courier again. So they've killed the MYM courier twice in the past few minutes. I didn't have anything on it this time, but that is a lot of gold going their way.
Yeah. Even though MYM do kind of level out the gold graph a bit more, things still going in Relax's favor.
If you look at the combat, it like just respawned too.
Has respawned, kill, has died. Oh man, what courier is it? Does it deserve the hate, or is it an Elgato?
It's not an Elgato.
Ah.
It's the flying, like, monkey gorilla spinny thing.
Oh, I don't know that one. I'm not up on my couriers.
I don't even know what you call this.
I pretty much know Cluckles, Elgato, and the Naked Greevel, and the Shagbark. That's my repertoire.
Crit? Gonna get caught now.
And yeah, with the Grave, he will manage to get it off. Song of the Siren from Rise, that will keep his buddy Dazzle alive. But that's a Song of the Siren burnt. It's only level 2, and that could be an opening for Relax to take another fight.
I guess not. I mean, I felt that way the first, like, 3 or 4 times he used it, but they haven't really been able to capitalize on the song being on cooldown.
Windex, he will get off the Nature's Attendance, but still just not tanky enough. Enchantress takes a spill, but now support coming in. EMP, Tornado. Tornado's on the mark, but EMP doesn't connect with either the Weaver.
Oh, he forgot about the Lincoln Sphere, it looks like. Tame My Wild didn't break it first, tried to Hex, and now they'll go for a disruption. They do have the Orchid Silence available. Deafening Blast comes in. Can they kill him off with the Purge? Link is going to fall.
Yeah, nicely done by Relax. They have a sentry. Well, that Dread puts down the sentry ward, and they make it happen. The disruption setting the whole thing up. So at least a 1-for-1 Weaver for Enchantress. I think RX will be okay with that trade.
under
But
attack.
you do not want to see this. Despite having this insane gold advantage the entire game, it's starting to tip the other way. They lost a big kill streak on the Invoker when they gave up the 4 kills earlier. That was like 800 gold going the other way. Naga has a double damage rune. Naga sitting on 2k gold with the Manta Style complete. And yeah, sure, the Weaver died. Still picks up.
Radiant's bottom
Well,
tower
actually, he's
is
gone
under attack.
Ultimate Orb. What is he going? I guess he's going Manta just for this Orchid.
Yeah.
That's kind of an unusual build on Weaver, though. Normally, you just rely on the Lincoln Sphere, but he's so annoyed by the silence.
Yeah. And he's just, I mean, he's decently far behind. His farm is still very lackluster.
He
And
could go Hex, is the other thing. That's also unusual.
it sounds weird, but it's not the craziest thing ever. They're lacking in the crowd control department on MYM.
Nobody's even thought about a Roche this game, huh?
There's just not a lot of minus armor, so it's not easy for either side. And even though the Dire have the advantage, there's just I don't think there's a single medallion in this game. No, there isn't.
Ace is getting pretty ballsy. Hastering up and flapping away towards mid. Dread's good.
Dread has a blink dagger now on Shadow Demon. That is not something I'm accustomed to seeing.
I thought he had a Force Staff.
No, he just
No.
bought a blink dagger. It's coming on the courier.
Maybe that was another game from today.
It's been a lot of
It was
day.
the other Shadow
It's been a long day, LD.
Ace. Oh, almost.
Nice blink. Nice blink. But yeah, I mean, that gives Relax a little more initiation to maybe try and catch the Naga, set up an arrow, and follow up from there. But
So now things
Solid.
are getting a bit scary for Relax. I'm sure they're running the quad core. Sure, I think they can still win this late game, but it's just you get to the late game, the Naga's almost impossible to kill. All the lanes are always pushing out against you,
yeah,
and eventually the other heroes will get some items. And
I think if RX want to stay in this
you
game,
just don't want to be in this position. Like
Yeah.
even if you can win from here, you would rather have won the game like that 25 to 35 minute mark. That is kind of the ideal window to just crush their base.
They basically need to break high ground any minute now, ASAP. Maybe if they can get a Roche and then go for it, but time's a ticking, and they're at that point now where the longer they wait, even just finding an even trade, that 1-for-1 we saw on the Radiant side of the map, that just gives Rise more time to hit critical mass. He now has 4,300 gold. He'll probably be looking for a Heart of Tarask next. But
Oh, Tame My Wild is running around Invis, but Bat with a gem has spotted him out, and this is a dead bad kill to give up.
arrow flies, it's off the mark, and not much the Invoker can do. They even burn the Moonlight Shadow, but the gem will prove as an efficient counter there. And Invoker takes a spill.
It
Very
doesn't matter
untimely.
how hard you lose the laning stage or the mid game. If you have Bat and you have something like a Naga as your hard carry late, Bat will find openings if the enemy team is not playing pristinely, and they just make a slight positional error, and suddenly
Radiant's
they
middle
lose one of their
tower
most
is under
important heroes in
attack.
Invoker. He's carrying a Hex and an Orchid. That means that's like 90% of their gank threat. Without him, they're not really killing anyone.
Yeah, that means basically MYM have their side of the map safe for the next 60 seconds until Invoker comes up. Now, Yoki's Murata has actually found a decent amount of farm this game. Number 2 on net worth, second only to that of the Naga, and has a Mjolnir and another 3,000 gold ready to spend. So Murata is starting to carry a little bit harder, but...
And they have, I mean, Windex is huge as well. This Enchantress
what
has
do they have now?
a Hex of her own.
Wow, that's a Scythe of Vice. Okay.
It all seems great on paper. They are still way ahead. Way ahead. But Naga just got a heart.
There's your Heart of Tarask, yep.
I've just cast too many Naga games at this point. Like, I've seen so many games going this way.
Got a Naga hater over here.
It's like, no way can the Naga carry this. And then stuff happens, dude. Stuff just happens.
And then illusions happen that you can't kill.
The one thing I will say is the lanes have been kept back pretty nicely by Relax. For the most part, they have actually been on MYM's side of the map.
Yeah, they've done a good job keeping the lanes pushed out. Double damage on Shotchlow. He'll press up to the high ground here. And he's actually carrying a gem of his own.
There's a Pep from Tame My Wild. He's in
Okay.
Viz. Ace is not too close by. He's a little bit south.
Yeah, he needs to be careful, though. And he's going to walk right by him. They see him Tame My Wild. You didn't learn your lesson the first time. At least he throws
Or
out the
did he?
Tornado EMP. Maybe I was wrong. Spoke too soon. The Piggy would drop in the fire. He'll be able to move through the trees. Unicorn gets orchided, and they'll try and finish off the tree. They don't have the damage. He throws out the
song.
overgrowth.
The
song comes
song.
as well.
Oh, the humanity. Have mercy, please. Can they do anything in this 1 minute now? Rise. Song on cooldown. The thing is, like, they'll get to mid. Maybe they hit the tier 3 a few times, and then if necessary, they just glyph. Roche is a slightly better option, but Lasso's still up. And Song is only 30 seconds to cool down. Can they kill Roche in 30 seconds? Looks like they can.
Yeah, they'll have enough damage with the Mjolnir up on the...
But there's still this Bat to worry about. He can try and steal the Aegis. Weaver can just look to bully his way in, and they're going to get vision here from the Swarm. This is not going to be easy for Relax.
Yeah, disruption from Dread to start things off. Bat Rider blinks forward, catches Tame My Wild once again. Will pull him way into no man's land. MYM will find an easy kill to start things off. Weaver time lapses back, goes back to full health. And now, oh, Impetus chunking down Ace, almost finishing him off, but just not quite enough damage.
Unicorn's almost dead as well. Unicorn's got to run. No song available. 3 seconds until it cools down. Dropping low, still alive. Will end up just man-moding or Enchantress moding over everyone. They get the kill. They're not done yet. Still working on Rise. Song's here, but it's not. Well, it might set up for the Windex kill. The heal's cooling down, but it won't be ready in time. They'll lose the Enchantress for this. Throws out one last Lonely Imp. And the Weavers, the Slark scatters to the winds.
Fingers crossed to get that Bat Rider kill. It was pretty close, too. There was one really long-range Impetus that just wasn't quite enough to finish him off.
I think that one was like max damage. Very close to max damage, if not.
Yep. Ends up being a 1-for-2 trade, and now MYM, they'll just take out this Tier 1 tower mid. So looking at this gold graph, the plateau slowly sloping downwards, and of course that means it's slowly moving in favor of MYM. And after that team fight, even with this farmed Enchantress, they don't have enough. Like, pretty much every fight is starting off 5v4 because of this Bat Rider, and RX just don't have anything to deal with that.
The infection grows and festers now. Naga up to 2.3k. We'll get the heart, or not the heart, the Aegis here, the big red glowing thing that's not a heart.
Yeah, no, Weaver picks it up actually, so they don't give it to the Naga.
Good attempt by the Slark to come in and just try and deny.
Arrow hits Unicorn, but no follow-up.
Maybe deny the Aegis or something with an illusion, but not going to be the case.
So
yeah, Naga's getting there. Not too long until the Eagle Song. She will want to save for buyback, though.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised they didn't give the heart or the Aegis to the Naga, honestly. That is kind of weird.
Yeah. The heart of Roshan.
Sure, she's a little bit... she's a bit harder to kill than the Weaver, but she's also infinitely more important than the Weaver, so...
Yeah. I guess they figure that Weaver's been struggling so much this game. Link is kind of a target now because he's so weak, so they might as well just give it to the target that's more likely to die. And Naga's a little harder to pick off. Long range and snare onto Tame My Wild. He did get the Orchid off onto Ace, and that bought him some time.
He mana burnt Rise, though. Rise has no mana. They might be able to find an opening mid off of this.
Yeah, and the little piggy won't be able to set up the kill. And Bat Rider will just BOT home.
Oh, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah, certainly was. 28 to 18, 41 minutes in. The gold graph still moving downwards in favor of MYM. I feel like it's getting grim for RX. I mean, if they can take a fight outside of the base and somehow wipe up MYM, maybe they can break the high ground. But I don't see any way they can do it in just a straight-up 5-on-5 siege.
How many carries does it take to out-carry a Naga? That is the question.
I don't have a calculator that can handle numbers that large.
I mean, like, as soon as you saw the Midas on Enchantress, you just knew. It's like, all right, we're going to out-carry this Naga.
It's like,
now they got to prove it.
With an Enchantress, Mirana, they're just not the hardest of carries.
Even the Shadow Demon, like, they can disrupt Naga, get 2 additional illusions of their own to go with the enchant illusion. So in theory, they have 3 Nagas of their own, but
yeah,
they don't. The thing is, they don't have song. Like, they can have all the illusions they want, but the hero's biggest strength is the song.
Yeah.
There's a Daedalus on Mirana.
Yeah.
That's another big damage item.
It is a big damage item, but they're going to need something to deal with this butterfly that will be inbound on the Naga before too long. Eagle Song in the inventory, so she's more than halfway there. And what are they going to do against this butterfly? I mean, they do have 2 Scythe devices, so Hex, of course,
they have double Hex, so
disables the evasion, but still. I mean, a big core of their damage is these right clicks that when Naga's not hexed, she'll be going ham, and even if you blow both of your hexes on Naga, then you've got this Bat Rider as well as a Weaver running amok in the middle of the team fight, which is not really ideal either.
Shot the Gem Carrier. He might go down here.
I think he's definitely going to go down here, or I keep speaking too soon, LD. He's at full health, and he's walking away.
Oh, gets caught by the Overgrowth. Uh-oh. Dark Packs that off as well. Just keeps on running. Now the Tornado coming through. Invoker's here to back him up full song. And they abandon ship. They're done with this fight.
They're out. They're going to get wrapped around on, and Link, he could be in some trouble. Slark finishes off the tree, and I'm looking at this Weaver. He'll get sheeped by Windex. And Deafening Blast, that finishes him off, and that procs the Aegis. Can they kill the Weaver again?
No Hex, no Silence. They just don't have much lockdown. No time-lapse back to the south side, but he's only a few inches away. Then he goes down again. Does the Weaver have buyback? Yes, he does. Song of the Siren will cool down in time for this next engagement. So in terms of buyback, they have Weaver and they have Bat. but Bat's already alive. So they're fighting without 2 for 20 seconds.
No
Basically, they'll
lasso.
have 5. There is a glyph available. The main buyback they had to use was the Weaver, and now I think they'll just back off.
Yeah, Glyph
X on
comes out.
Ace.
Ace, he's taking a lot of damage. He'll get right-click down after the Orchid comes out. Miranda picks up that kill. He buys back right away, so Lasso is still a threat. Link gets sheeped up as well. Shotshell going in. Wants to finish off this kill. No time lapse on the Weaver. Grave will buy him the time that he needs to get off that lapse. Now Shotshell, he's in retreat mode.
Song is online now. Does Naga want to use it? One more bad song, and that could lose them the game.
Yeah.
That wasn't really a bad song, but more just like a very bad time to have to use a song.
It was just a bad situation. They had 4 people down there hoping to just find an easy kill on Shotshell, but he was elusive enough that...
Slark is just so good against their team. You can Dark Pact off everything. The Overgrowth, the Lasso, the Sticky Napalm, the Net. It's like the ultimate counter to that lineup in terms of at least just not being gankable, really.
Yeah. It wasn't even like a huge misplay, but the Dark Pact is just... It's just
This is why we see teams, if they're worried about Slark, either ban him or just pick Doom. Doom is the hero that shuts down Slark, but as he does most of it.
Yeah. And Sunstrike, you know, just kind of flying willy-nilly there. Doesn't connect with anything. As Shotshell still flying around with the pounces. And he actually has another 3,000 gold here. Just look at these Naga illusions, though. They're not easy to kill. They're actually going to disrupt it. So they'll get some Nagas of their own. There you go.
I'm wondering if maybe the quad core is enough to outcarry the Naga. We'll find out in this push, but
yeah,
the thing is, like, they
coming in
drop the
15
song,
minutes.
but what actually follows up the song? There's no huge AoE combo, there's no black hole, there's no disruptor ultimate. That has been the story of this game, is that the song is mostly just to get out of jail free card, but there hasn't been quite as much ratting as you would expect. Not that much pressure on the tier 2s, not that much. In fact, they still have all 3 tier 2s against Radiance Naga. Well, not even just Radiance Naga, just super fat Naga. How often does that happen? Very unusual.
But there's your butterfly, and this is where I think things start to get a little bit more difficult. I mean, even just the illusions now have that evasion, and you can't sheep the illusions, so there's still, it just makes them so much more difficult to
They
do.
are itemizing perfectly. Now the Maelstrom for Invoker, probably going to complete a Mjolnir.
Double Mjolnir.
Oh, actually, yeah, double Mjolnir. So mass nuke damage, mass AoE.
Yeah. It seems weird, but it's good. It's just like against the Phantom Lancer. You just need a way to clear the illusions, and
Slark's a nice hero to throw that on as well. Even Enchantress with Untouchable and the Mjolnir buff could be quite strong. So,
ooh, Yoki almost getting caught in the jungle, but leaps back to safety. He did pick up a Helmet the Dominator, so maybe Mirana will just go straight into Satanic.
yeah, maybe some boots of travel.
Oh, Wind X, he sprinks into the wrong place at the wrong time. Easy lasso for Ace, and ends up just being a feed, but not really his fault. Map was completely dark where they were, and just walked up into the high ground in his jungle. You don't really expect all 5 members of MYM to be standing in this area right here.
The big thing with the butterfly is not only the evasion, it's also the split push speed. Like when he pops his Manta illusions, they attack very quickly and do a lot of damage to towers. So he might be able to mount the rat more effectively here.
Yeah.
Next time that he's pushing top with illusions, this tower is probably dead.
Yep, and the graph is actually kind of jumping back and forth here. It's leveled out a little bit. Link gets initiated on by Shotshell, does burn the ultimate, and Unicorn actually burns his Overgrowth as well, but Shotshell on the Slark, he's too elusive. They can't lock him down. That Dark Pact is too potent. Now Crit gets caught by the Orchid. He'll move into the trees, and this fog will buy him some time, but not enough. He'll get sheeped up, and no getting out of that one.
Well, the Naga has no boots of travel. She's actually streaming back towards top. Tower will fall, or towards bottom. The tier 2 will fall top, but that's not enough. If there's no buyback on Dazzle, there's not. If there's no buyback on Tree, there is. Well, they've got the 1, but I think they're going to have to fight this with the way the Naga's positioned, and I don't know if they win this fight.
Yeah, Living Armor comes out to buy the tower some time, but the tower will still fall. No glyph available. Now Rax exposed. Song of the Siren is online. Tame My Wild caught in the ensnare. Looking for the initiation. He'll just back out. Defensive or aggressive disruption comes to buy the team some time, and Ace won't find the initiation that he's looking for.
These Mjolnir illusions. These Mjolnir buffs are just slaughtering the illusions.
Yeah.
And they'll go back in now. Shade shows up to full HP. He'll lead the way. Jumps right onto Unicorn. He's just wrecking him. 17 stolen Essence Shift charges. 54 additional agility. Ace will fall next. It's all up to Queen Rat. What she got left in the tank. Just a song for now.
Sing it loud and sing it proud, Naga. It could be your last stand. with Trient and Bat Rider stuck in the grave with no buyback. This could be bad. Tornado flies, connects on the Naga. Will the follow-up be there?
They have an Orchid available, but Naga will make it out safely. Force the pop Manta style, though. They'll clean up the illusions, and, well, they do need creeps. No creeps in the base right now. But maybe they can just fight their way through the backdoor protection. Relax, they're doing it. There's a glyph available. Now the Diffusal Blade purchase. Naga will not bother saving for buyback. One more death. And that's all she wrote.
Yep, TP in. It will be the Naga. Rise gets sheeped right away. Now they'll drop the hammer. Can they bring her down? Yes, they can. They'll finish the Dazzle as well.
GG.
It looks like Relax may be able to seal the deal. Weaver time-lapses back and goes back to full health, but a Tornado on the money. This Mirana just too big. The Mjolnir and Crit Stick Link. Oh, he walks back to the well. No Sunstrike, but bottom lane of Rack's fall. Glyph is not available. Mid-tier 3 goes down, and I think this is it, LD. Relax,
there's no Naga for 60 seconds. Went for the Diffusal Blade purchase late game, but it just doesn't matter. Naga still focused down anyway. TP'd right onto 4 or 5 heroes. That was a bit questionable. Could have just sent in mirror image illusions, tried to slowly tank and stall. But even so, it just felt like they were fighting a losing battle towards the end. 50 minutes in. Well, it appears the answer is 4 carries is enough carries to deal with the Naga, but it took at least 4. They had to all be strong, and they were. The early Midas paid off. Relax just drafted and played this exceptionally well. They gave away Bat, and they gave away Naga, something that almost nobody does, and they came out on top. Whoa. What a performance.
Big overgrowth to end the game, but unfortunately all of his friends were dead, so there wasn't much follow-up. But 4 carries, 2 Mjolnirs, 2 Scythe of Vices, and a Hand of Midas on the Enchantress. That seems to be the recipe that the Doctor ordered to shut down the Position 1 Naga.
Just look at the net worth chart as the game ends here. They have 4 of the top 5, and the Shadow Demon is not too far behind the Weaver. I mean, it was literally Naga against the entire enemy team. Because Weaver with 15k net worth against 2 Hexes and that much lockdown is just... It's like he might as well not even be in the game. Yeah, it was just Naga versus 5.
Yeah.
And it wasn't enough.
Well, a pretty intense final match for our Summit EU coverage today. 41-19 after 50 minutes. RX take a much-deserved win. And, well, that was just an exciting game to watch. That got me excited.
Relax are now 2-1. This puts MYM at 1-3, I believe. We can probably take a look at our standings in a second here. Might be hard to update them. But we can show what they are currently and then just do the math in our head if that's
It's only one game, so we can...
Roland's having like a panic attack thinking about having to update the standings on the fly.
Yeah, poor Roland. It's been a long day for everyone.
In fairness to him, you have to... The way it works... Try it again, Roland.
We'll give you another try, buddy.
Don't fuck this one up.
Roland, your reputation is on the line here. All eyes on you. Okay. I got the sec.
All right, I'm pretty sure they're 1-3, and MYM are 1-3, and Relax are 2-1.
There we go. No cute background.
1-3 and 2-1.
Okay.
So Relax are now tied for second place in the group with rox.kis. Dog are actually first since they have yet to drop a game. And I mean, ultimately, only the top 4 teams will advance. There's still a lot of Dota yet to be played. We haven't even seen Fnatic or Power Rangers, but it's pretty. Relax just have to feel good today. They got a rampage dunk from their axe, and they beat Naga Bat.
Yeah,
and that's a good day's work right there.
Yeah, absolutely. They should be feeling good, and they were fun games to enjoy. So that wraps up our EU Summit coverage today. But tomorrow we've got plenty more games coming. Do we have a schedule kind of locked in stone? What's tomorrow? The 29th?
Yeah, we do. It's a long list of games. It's Fnatic's.
No. Tomorrow's
3 games.
Okay, tomorrow's only 3 games. We'll get to see Power Rangers and
3 Power Rangers. It's a Power Rangers triple header.
All right.
So they play next KZ, rox.kis, as well as MYM.
The Megazord.
Yeah. Well, guys, with that being said, you are watching the Summit. I know some of you have been asking about the ticket bundle. It's not yet available. It's coming with the next patch. I don't know when that gets released. We're all waiting for 6.81. Hopefully soon, but it will be $10. It comes with a courier, or sorry, not a courier, an axe set as well as a load screen, and $250 of every purchase goes directly towards the prize pool. Base prize pool, $80,000. There's a land finals here, live at the Beyond the Summit studio. Navi, DK, +4. So, yeah, well, who are the +4 going to be? That's what we got to wait to find out.
Only time will tell. So, yeah, the ticket, we'll keep you guys updated, but 6.81 shouldn't be too far away. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, maybe even the day after that, but
hopefully soon.
Nothing we can do to get that ticket in any faster.
Yeah, we should probably have an episode of In the Studio coming up right after we shut down the broadcast within like the next, let's see, 30, 45 minutes. Got to confirm that the rest of the gang is still kicking, but
Yeah,
we're tired, but that's the plan.
We're going on hour 12 or something. I've lost track. I don't remember when we woke up. What day is it? What's going on? Very disorienting here, but that wraps up our EU Summit coverage today. We will take a break, and then we will be coming back with an update for you guys just in general of what's coming up next on BTS. So stick around, and maybe more Dota coming your way.
See ya.